Do you know your preference in terms of your style, in terms of your behavior? Do you know why you're doing things that you are doing? Do you know why you're doing things in a certain way? So what is exactly behavior? What's precisely personality profiling tool? So in this very short BeLive TV, I'm going to introduce to you something of what is behavioral change. Why is that important? So let me just quickly do it. So I'm now in Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants, and that has been my third day here, in case you're not aware. And that's the training room that I'm in during lunchtime right now. So today I'm actually doing business ethics using a tool called Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or in short, MBTI. Okay, so many times when we say, hey, you know what, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and sometimes I would say I'm a big picture person, I'm actually a person who prefers details. Like exactly what are we do? Why are we like this? Many times I got this question. So since the first time I have stumbled upon MBTI, which is 2008, almost 10 years already, I learned that the question is not why are we like that? Because it's not why. In MBTI, in short, this personality profiling tool says that we are born like that. So why are you asking the question? Instead, I would ask, like, based on what we know about our type personality, how do we use it? What can we use it for? And what if I need to create certain behavioral change, which is not natural to me? What can I do? So that's the power of MBTI. So I want to take this moment to deal with two issues. How many of you are actually working in a team? In other words, you're not working as an individual person. You're not working as a lone ranger. Because Kiyosaki says you can't work alone. You cannot build a business because business is actually a team sport. What's the word? Team sport. Thank you. So here, the challenge that most people are facing is how do you actually build a team? So I always like to start off with this question. It's not how to build a team. It's what it takes to build a team. What do you mean by that? So thank you for commenting. So what it takes to build a team. The first ingredient to enable you to build an A team is to know the persons very well. As a leader, you've got to know who you have got in the team. Now, some people would join your team because they are not willing. They are forced to join. Some people may join your team because they buy your vision, your mission, and your story, and they decide to be part of your team. So what happens is that as a leader, you have to take stock of who you have. So I want to share with you this example. So before lunchtime, I've invited the participants to go through a very quick MBTI process, which they have gotten the MBTI indicative profile. It's a very quick exercise. I've been doing this for 6 years already. Okay, so I do this course 3 or 4 times a year at ISCA. So as soon as I got the raw data to some of you, the next thing that I can do is to compile something called a team MBTI profile. So the team MBTI profile, in essence, is to take on the raw data, which is here, and put them into the right place and come up with some analysis. So you see that in this setting, for example, the team profile for this class is actually ISTJ. So if you don't know what is ISTJ, it's okay, because if you don't know what you don't know, and episode 5 of my IGTV is actually talking about this topic. So when it's uploaded, feel free to look at IGTV Ask Jack Wong Show, or IGTV episode 5, I think, touches you don't know what you don't know. Which is all good, because awareness is always the first step. That's right, first step. So when you know as leader, the team profile is ISTJ, what are the strengths? What are the areas of growth? What are the things that me as a leader must pay attention to? For example, if I want to ask people for ideas, using an ISTJ team profile analysis, I may have an issue. Why? Because we talk about I, not as in introvert or introversion, not extroversion, not E. So if I'm soliciting people for ideas, Then I need to know who are the guys that I can ask help for. So it's a lot of things that we can do with this team profile analysis. Like after lunch, they are now outside, they are out of lunch right now. So they'll be back at 1:30. So I still have 15 more minutes to do my work. So I want to share with you that the profile can be done by analyzing a couple of areas. For example, how long would they be able to sustain in the team based on the team profile? If let's say the profile are not the profile doesn't synchronize with the team profile, what could happen? So we can look at career progression. We can look at the team manager or the team leader's conflict with the team members. We can also look at, like, I want to solicit idea, which I've just said a couple of minutes ago. If I want to solicit ideas, who should I leverage on? Okay, so there are a couple of areas from which we can use the team MBTI profile to analyze and develop certain action points, which is the reason why, as a team, if you want to build a team, it's not a question of how you do it. It's what are the ingredients, what are the essential ingredients for you to build a team. You've got to take stock of who you have and ask yourself who they are, and then ask also like what can they contribute to the team. Many times people miss that piece. They just say, oh, because I have a team, let's do it that way. I have no other choice. I mean, as team leader, you got choice. You have every right to make a choice. But before you make a choice, you must take stock of what you have and who you have got in the team. So which is the essence why I insist that you've got to know who the people are in your team. Are they willing to join you, or are they unwillingly joining you? You've got to know that. And then you've got to ask the next question. What are the things they're looking for? What are the reasons if they choose to say, if they say to you that they choose to come to your team, they choose to be part of your team, what are they specifically looking for? What are the primary gain and the secondary gain for them? You've got to know. So as a team leader, you notice that there's so many areas or aspects you have to learn, you have to be aware of. It's not like, oh, I'm a team leader, I will just do whatever it takes to make the team work, and members follow me, please. It won't work the way. I mean, how many of you actually notice that this doesn't work in the real world? So therefore, it's important to take stock. So ingredient, once again, number one, is to know who you have got. Are they willing or are they unwillingly joining you? What are the primary gain and secondary gain of saying yes to you and be part of your team? The second ingredient, which I do not have the time to cover in this BeLive TV show, is important for you to take note. Is that what are the synergies? How do you create synergies between you as a leader and the members? 1 + 1 is not 2. 1 + 1 can be 4. Wow. 1 + 1 can be 4. Why is that so? Again, it's not important to know right now. You just know that with the people coming in, leverage the strength and deal with the areas of growth, you can actually create a synergy. 1 + 1 = 4 situation. The third ingredient, which is also important, is what my teacher Blessing says. You must have a code of, that's right, code of honor. If you don't have the code of honor, which is the set of rules governing the behaviors of the team members, and you don't have the rules to hold them accountable, that's the reason why many teams fall apart miserably, because they don't have the rules. Okay? So all in all, the 3 essential ingredients, once again, are know who they are, who you are, and what are they willing or willingly join the team. Look at their strengths and areas of growth, primary gain, secondary gain, and most importantly, the code of honor, the rules that govern the behavior of the team. It's pretty important. So I hope that you enjoyed this very short BeLive TV show about team. Well, I'm now at ISCA. It's half day gone for MBTI and business ethics. Well, we still have a few more hours to do it before we wrap up. And then I can go home and rest. All right? So thank you for watching this BeLive TV show. If you have any questions, comment, just drop below. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And thank you for once again supporting BeLive TV Show, a show that I bring in to give you insights on sales, also on closing and teamwork. I hope that you enjoyed this. And don't forget to go to my IGTV, because IGTV show is about personal development, self-help, and personal growth. So I look forward to seeing you in IGTV show. Meanwhile, best wishes. Jack Wong here. I'm signing off.